Welcome to Cat the Minion Patreon. My name is Theresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be the weekly overview with charms, which I just realized I forgot to shake them up. I'm using the Morgan Greer, I'm using this Radley Valentine Angel deck, and I'm using my combined deck of Historical Fashion and Tim Burton playing cards. And I guess that's pretty good for those charms. So I'm going to lay out the cards here real quick, and then I'll get into this. Weekly overview of... I guess that's a double. I think it goes here. Weekly overview of energies for the next week from 8:30 through September 5th, so Sunday through Saturday. I already know that we've got Uranus retrograde now. We're getting a lot of nodal energy. There's a lot going on that's bouncing off of this Virgo Sun energy. Saturn, Neptune, Uranus retrograde. At least I think Neptune's still retrograde. I haven't been paying attention and I haven't heard otherwise. So. I think we still have Mars in Aries. That's what happens when I don't watch other readers. I don't know where we are astrologically because I don't look that stuff up. 4, 6. I need one for Monday. No. Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Oh, additionally, for each day of the week, we're going to be dealing with a different planetary aspect anyway, just because of the way that they are. So we have Sunday, Moon Day, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter. Wait, no, that's wrong. What's Tuesday? Mardi, wait. Mars, my bad, that's Mars, and this is Venus, and then Saturn. Okay. So let me try to do that right. Sunday, Sun, Moon, Mars. Why am I suddenly blocking on this? Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. Okay? If I say it again, I'm going to screw myself up again. I have to like say half the days in French so I know what the hell they are. That actually goes this way. I turned it around in my hand. No. It's fussing, it goes that way. I can barely see that in the camera. I might have to move the camera. I'll check it after. So we're starting on 8:30. So we have the Fool, the Empress, and Strength or Justice. But whenever I see 3 and 8 together, they're interchangeable because some decks it's Strength, some decks it's Justice, and the difference is the Empress anyway. We also have 3 completions, 3 times 10. 3 times 8. 24, which is 6, which is healing. The Lovers. Gemini, which is, we have North Node right now. Saturday. Saturday in the park. Think it was the 4th of July. Those go together. Supposed to have 3 cards for each pile, but sometimes they come out as doubles. 100 goddamn things. Honey badger just okay. Alright, so I'm gonna get a picture of this and then we'll come back. Alright, so I've moved these piles into a double row here just because I needed to move them to get a good thumbnail image. But actually the focus is better this way. So we're going to start with Sunday. And it might be like a day by day, but sometimes it just might be a narrative for the whole week. So if you hit different energy at different time, don't worry about it. And if you're not picking up these energies, then it's not, you know, it's still a general message for the collective. So it's just whatever energies are pulling out of the, like the overall vibes, you know, and it's not always relevant. If it's not, then maybe the next one. There's the fluff on here. Okay, so move these charms for a minute. That looks kind of rude upside down. Nope. Okay. Alright, so Monday. 7 of Fire inverted. Defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Now, 7 of Wands, Mercury in Sagittarius, so we're dealing with the nodes. North Node, South Node, Gemini and Sagittarius. 7 of Wands is usually like, it's standing up for what you believe in, but it's also being on the defensive. And here we have this idea of perhaps opening up a little bit. Now this could also reference the idea of the nodes switching north to south, because when it went from Cancer and Capricorn to Gemini and Sagittarius, Sagittarius was in the North Node, but then it switched shortly thereafter, and it's been that way since. 10 of Swords inverted. Stick a fork in me, I'm done energy. The Sun in Gemini. So again, we have 2 Gemini cards inverted. But now we're getting Moon energy because the Sun inverted tells me Moon. So we have 17 inverted, Star inverted, perhaps a lack of hope or strength or justice. And now we have the Queen of Cups inverted as well. Queen can be a 1 or a 13, so that tells me 11 or 18, the Moon. So we get this idea of, again, justice energy, Moon energy, Queen of Cups, Gemini and Cancer. So 3 cards with Gemini inverted. Mercury is also Virgo energy, so there was some invert Virgo as well. Alright, so Queen of Cups inverted, out, not in touch with the feelings, lack of nurturing. 13, lack of transformation. 4, 14, lack of balance. 7, 21, Saturn retrograde the world. Okay. Now, if I see these 2 cards upside down, it tells me, oh, maybe we're opening up, we're getting out of this pain cycle. But this Queen of Cups inverted tells me that there's a lack of transformation in the heart chakra despite this sort of opening up of these other aspects. So Gemini, what are we doing? We have the twins. It goes back to that, the Lovers card. But it's not just lovers, it's a choice and it's healing as well. Right, so we're having a hard time healing our duality. Now the charms that came out with Sunday, the magic hat was all the way over by the stack of cards. It was hiding. It was not nearby the rest of this. It was a little ways away. But upright was Gizmo. Now, Gizmo has the ability to transform. He could turn into a gremlin. But he's very adamant about following his rules. He wants to be true to who he is as a Mogwai. But when I see this, I see it's one of my pay attention to the details, right? If I get water on me, I'm going to start reproducing. If I get hit with direct sunlight, I'm gonna die. If I eat after midnight, I'm going to transform into something wholly different. And I also see this as sort of, it's giving me this idea of like trying to do a spell the right way. Like I'm trying to, it'll give a little bit of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but it's like I'm trying to learn the steps to this magic trick. But going the other way, I have the bear and this walking person in the crosswalk. It's like I used to want to go away and hide, right? 7 of Wands, protection. Because when I stepped out of my cave in winter, I get stabbed in the back. And it left me out of my feelings. This is also giving me this idea of the Magician card. And I'm not quite sure what's up with that. So, I think the Queen of Cups needs the most clarifying. So I'm going to say clarify Queen of Cups and Magician. Magician energy is air, which is Mercury. So that makes sense. It's feeding into this loop. I didn't want this reading to be, like, forever long, but apparently it's... So we have the 3 of Wands inverted. 10 Wands, 10 Swords. The Sun in Aries, but it's moon energy as well. Aries energy leads into... it leads into the Emperor, but it also leads into this idea of Mars in Aries, which to me is the last ego showdown. So I feel like what's going on here a lot with like Gizmo is that he's constantly in danger of being overcome by the gremlin ego. And I think this Queen of Cups is inverted because the energy for Sunday is this complete and utter lack of emotional like skill almost, right? What are emotions? That's like black magic. I don't get it. I can't see anything practically, so I'm not gonna go in there. Because if I see these 2 inverted things, it tells me Tower 16. But also 7, which would be the Chariot. Not moving. I'm not getting any movement in my emotional content. All I know is hiding and getting attacked. So maybe that'll lead to something else in these other things, because it's kind of a crap place to start out. So let's see, Monday. Let's see, we have the 9 of Swords upright. That's the Nightmare card. Mars in Gemini. Again, these same energies. Exactly the same energies. Four of Pentacles inverted. So Four of Pentacles is like the I don't know when to hold, when to fold, the world is not enough energy. This is inverted. The Sun in Capricorn. So we have Moon energy again and Saturn retrograde with this nodal and Martian energy here. And there's Saturn again, the devil. Nine of Wands. This says don't give up, protect that which you've created, have courage and believe in yourself. This is usually the I'm waiting around forever, am I going to be done soon energy. Right? What to let go of. And I'm getting rickrolled in my head. Never going to give you up, never going to let you go. It's like you're holding on to the nightmare. You're bound to this duality nature with like yourself and your evil twin. Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance conditions, an invitation to a social event. So instead of getting the Queen of Cups inverted, we're getting the Knight of Cups upright the very next day. So it's all, and when I see the Knight, it makes me think of the Hanged Man, who's kind of asleep on the tree waiting to get woken up by some cosmic download. And I see the 9 and 9 here, the 18, and I feel like because this Knight is upright, it's like the Hermit card inverted. I'm waking up. The Hermit card is Neptune, so that gives me Neptune retrograde as well in the energies present here. It's like there's something happening in this energy of just enough letting out of pain from that 10 of Swords invert to roll back these numbers to a 9 of Swords. And now I have the Knight of Water. I don't have the knowledge of my emotions to be the Queen. And I'm sort of caught in the battle here. I'm fighting against this being bound to the ego self. So okay, so I have the Star and Stop here. So I did have Star energy. I had a 17 over there, and then Stop. 8 sides, 17, 8. So it's kind of like the Tower a little bit. But it's like I'm trying to stop this nightmare so that in the nighttime, in the dark, with when I have that moon energy, I can see the way ahead. And I want to stop the nightmare. So these other charms that are going the other way, I have the Swan, which is like a water elemental. It's in the Wild Unknown Tarot, which I actually have here because it's for my Pisces reading later. The swans are the water court cards, so there's that one. Come on, where the hell are you? I feel drawn to the king. I can find him. Where you at, Homestash? So there's the Sun, and there's the King. There's the Mother of Cups. Oh, I should bring out the Mother because she was the same as the Queen of Cups as well. There she is. So I feel like this is the same thing. The Queen of Cups was inverted over here, and the charm was facing the other way. And then also going the other way, the sunglasses. Right? Gizmo. Bravo. And then I have this tree here. Now, when I was flipping through this deck, I did see, I think I saw the Empress. Some of the cards in here are trees. The Emperor, the Empress, and the Tower. But I also get this idea of the need to ground to be able to have a foothold in the emotional content. So there's this, and it's also giving me this idea of like a mushroom cloud, like an explosion of energy, like like a controlled demolition. So it's a little bit like in the battle against the ego, whoever is in this energy as the Knight of Cups is starting to win against their ego. Alright, so Tuesday here, it's a lot of combative energy. The Tuesday energy. 8 of Swords. Each day it's like less swords. This is the I want to break free card. 8 of Swords. Jupiter in Gemini. So this again, that nodes. Sagittarius and Gemini, the nodal energy. I'm caught in my own mental prison. I'm being blocked by illusions. And then paired with the 8 of Cups, the matching, I need to let go of this emotional stuff that's hurting me. Where here, it's like I'm trying to physically let go of things. This is, I'm emotionally letting go. This is, I know I need to get out of this mental stuff. We have moon energy here. But the energy is Saturn in Pisces. Now what's interesting is this card is upright, but Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde right now. And then what do we have but 16, the Tower. Like I said, that controlled demolition. And then we have the Queen of Fire. So the Queen of Wands is upside down too. Confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Here I get this idea of let's torch the place. That's what I'm getting. Let's torch this motherfucker. 16 and 4 breaking down, that's Judgment. Now, upright, I have the Cassowary. This is my, I'm gonna fight you. Like, Cassowary will kick your guts open. Cassowary will fuck you up. That's, that's a little bit of that Martian energy, which isn't appearing in this film. Queen of Wands. Oh, it is. Okay. Queen of Wands is Pisces and Aries. So this is where this anger is coming from. But this is also Neptune retrograde. And then I have the kangaroo that wants to fight as well. But these are facing the same way. It's like I'm being ganged up on. Which goes back to this, this 7 of fire energy here. And let's see. This is going the other way. This is the dodecahedron. So this gives me the energy of 5. Oh, wait, no, that's the icosahedron. This is the icosahedron. My bad. So we have 20 triangles combined to try to get as close to a sphere as they can. So again, we have this 20 number of Judgment, which I just said for this, but also this idea of 3. Now, 3 could break down into the Hanged Man, but it could be the Magician and the High Priestess, but it could also be the Empress. And we have 2 queens going the wrong way, and this was heading the other way as well. There's like very little intuition, which is why we're in this mental prison, because we're all practical, we're caught up in our emotions, we don't want to see the emotions, and we're not getting any information except this base instinct of danger, threat mode. What's interesting is this is coming on Tuesday, the day of Mars, and we have this fight energy coming in. Wednesday energy. Mercurial energy. So we have Ace of Swords upright. The Truth. 2 of Cups. Venus in Cancer. This is like a low vibrational lover's card. Queen of Earth. So another queen inverted. complete lack of transformation. Oh. I don't know how this... Okay, I guess this is in the challenge position. 5 of Earth. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, uncertain self-employment. Okay. So I have 9 total pentacles, but they're not upright. Or I have 18 total pentacles. So I'm getting moon energy again. 5 of Earth. Mercury in Taurus. So we have Gemini energy. Or perhaps Virgo energy. And then Venus energy, perhaps relating to the Empress. So when I see Virgo and Empress energy in the same place, and I've said this for a couple days now since it hit me, that Virgo is like the inner child of the Empress. Alright. So, upright, the charms that came out here, I have the 16 tons. This is like the cowbell. It's like a wake-up call, kind of. Like I have a fever, like rage, and the only prescription is more cowbell. It's like some kind of sound, like, come here, wake up. But it's also the tower. This huge weight falling on you, crushing your building, 16 tons. And I did mention the tower already. $13 and 3, there's that tower energy, and then 5 would give the world, but it's offset a little bit, so we're still dealing with this idea that Saturn is going to go direct soon. And on top of that cowbell here, we also have the telephone, ring, communication, and then the shield. Again, it goes back to this. I need to defend myself from people talking to me because they're out to get me. But going the other way, I have this mushroom and this lily. The lily, to me, is like 2 tetrahedrons, 2 triangles together. It goes back to that icosahedron as well. This idea of trying to generate some kind of strong structure involved with the number 3, the Empress. And again, it's like we're avoiding this. And the flowers also are indicative of emotional content. It's like I'm avoiding my emotions. Like I don't want to get high on emotions. I'd rather feel low and defensive. But what's interesting is even with these harder aspects, the mercurial energy is still trying to deliver this message of truth and opening up emotionally to somebody else. It's like after this last battle here, it's like, well, what if I told you there's another solution? So that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Venus. Okay. Which is interesting. King of Cups inverted, so at least that's matchy-matchy. 6 of Swords. Sail away from the bullshit. I was trying to hear what song it was that Cartman was singing, but I got Queen instead. Which is weird, because I think in my music deck the 6 of Swords is actually Bohemian Rhapsody. Sail away, sweet sister, sail across the sea. Maybe you'll find somebody who loves you just as much as me. This is Mercury in Aquarius now. So we have Gemini, and then we have that Aquarius-Uranus energy here. King of Cups, what's he got? Libra and Scorpio. So he's having trouble transitioning, and he's also out of balance. Now, what's interesting is when this card is inverted, it gives me more scorpionic energy, because it's like going into the underworld. 7 also out of balance, but notice... Why did I say 7? Oh, 1 and 6 is 7. 7 also out of balance. 14 out of balance. But I have a 5 here, which is, because 14 breaks down to 5, which is a shift or a pivot, combined with 6, which is 11, that universal timing and or twin flame, which goes back to that Gemini energy of duality. Doesn't have to be like a relationship twin flame unless that's applicable. But again, it's this idea of me and my evil twin, me and my shadow, me and my inner child, me and my ego. Right? I feel like that's what Gemini represents in this week reading. Page of Air. Logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. Okay? So there's this energy of I don't want to listen to other people because they're going to hurt me, but we have the Ace of Swords over here, this truth card. We went dramatically from 8 to Ace. We went down 7. We took 7 more swords out of our back. And then it's like the last sword, that's the truth sword, and now you have the ability to go out there dragging your sword as this Page of Air with this 11/1 number of this like new beginning. And it's like, well, I'm gonna go use my sword over here, right? These are the 7 swords that were pulled out. 6 in the boat and then 1 in your hand. Now all the charms that fell out here, I have this beach blanket. Like, I'm pushing off from the shore. It's like I don't want to go into my emotions, but I'm going to try to get across them somehow. But I also have this pig here. But I get this idea of like pig in a blanket, and it's kind of amusing. But I mean, pigs can get sunburnt too. And they're actually highly intelligent. But what does that mean? Bacon. Barbecue. Purse. I want to clarify those charms. I'm going to try to get another one. Clarify those 2 charms. So I have the door, right? So we're clearly opening the door to something new. We're trying to close the door on something that we're trying to sail away from. Going the other way, Saturn. So we still are dealing with this Saturn retrograde energy. Notice how the beach ball looks a little bit like Saturn. The umbrella. And then also going away this record, right? I'm getting away from this broken record of feeling like crap all the time. I want to be able to enjoy myself. But I still feel like I don't quite understand what the pig is doing there. Like, what does it represent? Unless it's like supposed to be a wild boar and the tusks are like the swords. Oh, okay, I get it. Hakuna Matata. I don't have a boar, so it's supposed to be Pumbaa. That's hilarious. Right, I'm gonna take a beach holiday, Hakuna Matata. I'm gonna open this other door and see what's beyond it. That's hilarious. That was really funny. Okay, so that was Friday. No, that was Thursday. This is Friday. Jupiter energy. The Ace of Fire inverted. Interesting. Nine of Pentacles inverted. Six of Cups inverted. Might not necessarily be bad if we're no longer romanticizing the past. That's the Sun in Scorpio. So we had Scorpio inverted over here, and now we have Scorpionic energy inverted again. But this time it's with the Sun inverted, so that tells me Moon energy. Ace of Fire inverted is also technically Sun inverted energy as well, since it's Sun and Mars and Jupiter. But also notice on the Jupiter day, Jupiter potential energy inverted. Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. So again, Virgo coming out inverted during the time of Virgo. But Venus inverted tells me a lack of nurturing, lack of abundance, especially on the Pentacle, and lack of justice, lack of abundance, lack of nurturing. Maybe also lack of self-control. So we have 9-6. What's this other card? I was thinking maybe it was going to be a 3. So we have 4 of water. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities, right? Ace of Fire is the possibilities. But it's sort of like the idea of trying to break through to the truth is somehow depressing. Like I'm resistant. I'm ignoring the idea that there could be a turnaround in this emotional energy. 4 of Cups, of course, Mars and Scorpio. But notice 10 Cups total, even though they're not going all the way. And then 10 here. So we have this idea of judgment happening here, which is interesting because Jupiter is the same as Zeus, who is the ruler of the gods, would be passing judgment on the other ones. So we have this pyramid here. This is sort of like, it can be like a transitional, transcendent kind of an energy. It's also the idea of 4 plus a triangle. So we could have the energy of 7 of movement, but also this idea of structure and abundance, like a really strong foundation. But it also indicates this idea of ancient knowledge and a sort of idea of gravity because it's representing a hemisphere of the earth. Like there's a gravity to the situation, but there's something deep within that holds a reservoir of information. Or perhaps if you go back in time, you can learn something. And it's like, if I could turn back town. So these charms going the other way. I have the calendar. The time going the other way. If I could turn back the clock. Turn back the calendar. And then I have this ghost too, right? Somebody that's been alive in the past. And what else is here? This other asshole. The chicken. The chicken going the other way. Why'd the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. Which doesn't really make any sense, but it's like, why are you going across this lake? Because I want to get to the other side of it. I want to get to the other side of this crap that's making me feel depressed. And there's some kind of really intense reason having to do with information in the past that's creating this sort of emotional blockage. Alright, so here we go into Saturday, the day of Saturn. We've got a lot of charms that fell out on here. So challenge position, 3 of Wands, which was completely upside down before. So this, it's like by going through this whole, you know, arduous and journey where you're sort of, your feet are dragging you while your mind is resisting, it's opening up to this, you know, my ships are about to come in energy, right? We're at the break between night and day, right? When it's, the sun is sideways, it's either sunset or sunrise, and here I see it's sunrise. It's like here you're talking to your ego or your inner child, but it's a little bit more civilized. Or at least here you're starting to have the upper hand. You've sort of calmed them into a little bit of submission. You're like, I rule the roost here, honey. Page of Pentacles inverted. So Page of Pentacles, spring with Earth of Earth. So I get this like a little bit of a fall here. And then 14, balance. So that's temperance. And here we have Archangel Zadkiel. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. So coming off the heels of this, we have another card representing timing. I have 14 breaking down to 5. I have 1 or 11. So that could be 6, lack of healing, or it could be 7, lack of movement, but I could have 10 total here, a completion of some sort. I feel like this is talking about Saturn retrograde, because it's an Earth card inverted. Let me see what these charms are doing. The only one that's going the wrong way is the third eye. I'm having, notice 3 wands, third eye. I'm having a hard time balancing and starting to, and feeling like I can even begin to manifest because I'm still struggling to open my third eye. I'm battling with my ego as to who's controlling it. And you can't really open your third eye unless you get into the water of your emotions. But look at this. We have a fish, indicating that maybe we could get in there. I have this... The unicorn came out on top of the birthday cake. And it reminds me of a scene in... It was either... It might have been Through the Looking Glass. But there's a thing where there's a lion and a unicorn. And they were fighting over a cake. I'm pretty sure. And it gives me... And again, we have this idea of the third eye being open. And I feel like it's, you know, again, who's fighting over the sweet deal of controlling you? You or your ego? There's, again, this idea of duality. Okay. So I have this paper crane, which to me is something that can be remade into something else. You sort of open it up, and then you fold it in a different way, and it becomes something else. This idea of perceived flight, of imitation in some way. Of, oh, you don't like me? Let me just reimagine myself. This snake, the way I've drawn it, reminds me of the Kundalini energy, which you also kind of need to open up the third eye. It's this idea of being able to be in a rhythm. It's electricity, it's current, it's a vibration. But then also, like right together, I have this train crossing and a fire hydrant. Now the fire hydrant to me can mean I keep my emotions sealed up until there's some kind of like flaming emergency, and then they all burst out at once. And once that happens, Cancer, water energy, the train, is going to just haul ass. 7. Right? 14 breaks down to 5. Page breaks down to 11. 2. 7. Once that emotional train is going, you better get the hell out of the way. So it's like, in order to gain balance, you really have to let your emotions start dripping out so that they don't become this flood water that just knocks you right off your feet and blows your car off the road. Your tires have to be balanced. You need an alignment on your chariot. So this week looks kind of rough in terms of the energy, but it's just more of this last ego showdown energy that's been coming up from, not only from the Mars and Aries, but coming up out of the nodes and the retrograde planets, and Venus energy is getting into that too. So we're going from 8:30 to 9:05. 9:05 is 14, which is balance. So it's like the energies this week, justice, strength, and balance, which is illustrated in this very arduous journey here. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can hit me up. The cat came back at camp@gmail.com. And if you want to help keep wait a minute, this is for Patreon, isn't it? Yeah, if you're here, you're already on Patreon, but you can also contribute. PayPal.me/CatTheMeaning. I have Cash App and Venmo. I've got all kinds of other stuff. So if you want to get a personal reading, just let me know, contact me. I've got the list, and I'll try to remember to put the link for the infomercial video below this, so that you can go and see that list easier if you want to. So stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.